Hi guys, it's Haps, and in today's video I'm bringing you the Sloth game from a stream a couple of months ago. Now this game lasted over an hour, so it's taken me a while to cut and edit. I tried to speed it up, but my voice got all squeaky and it was cutting out sentences, so I've had to remove all the audio. So I'm just going to deliver this game with some raw commentary, basically commentating as I see it. You'll notice it's a 20-minute video, so if you want to go grab a drink and some food, then be my guest. Basically, I handed my sloth over to chat and I asked them to tell me what to do. And the first thing they tell me to do is pill the sloth. Now, this was the one veto that I had, right? Because I wanted to see how far we could get the sloth. So pilling the sloth really defeated that purpose. But Skylar gave me a more sensible answer, which was sell the pig, buy the sloth, sell the beaver, and then go from there, which is exactly what we did. So we've got 2 pills in the shop, which kind of works really because we've obviously got a turtle and a flamingo. So we bring in the flamingo, we pill the turtle, and maybe I wouldn't have pilled the turtle just then. Maybe I would have rolled just to see what other pets we might have. But then we pill the flamingo as well. So we're down to 3 pets and we've got 7 gold. So we kind of need to roll into 2 pets that we're happy to buy. So we take the gamble and we find a mosquito, but we don't really want a hedgehog or a cricket. So we were trying to decide here whether we wanted to buy the mosquito and roll, or maybe even buy the apple. But the apple, I think the apple became the decision. We put it onto the sloth. The sloth's going to be around for the whole game. So add as much stats to the sloth as possible. And if we can get the sloth 50-50, that would be pretty awesome. This team's pretty weak though. So we go into this pretty much hoping for the puffer to carry us. Unfortunately, it doesn't. And we take the L early doors. So we've essentially got 7 hearts. We've got 2 trophies. We're on turn 5 with a fairly weak team. So our options, it didn't look too great for us, right? It didn't look too great for us at this point. We see the garlic. We think about freezing the garlic. Could be quite useful on the puffer a little bit later on. We find another mosquito, which is quite useful. And obviously another turtle as well. Dog. Okay, so a bit of context. This is, as I said, a couple of months ago. So this is the old dog, where every time you bought and sold, the stats were permanent. So the dog is actually a fairly nice pickup, although we later actually have a rethink about the dog, because every time you're buying and selling, obviously you're using gold that we want to be searching for chocolates for this sloth. So maybe the dog's not the best idea, but we go with it anyway. And now we're trying to decide what we want to do, whether we bring in the mosquito, whether we combine them. And at that moment there, I thought it was a glitch because I didn't drag the mosquito across. But basically what I think happened was I'd clicked one of the mosquitoes. Then for about 5 minutes or so, I was talking to chat about what to do. And then I clicked the other one and it immediately just jumped over and combined, which was a little bit frustrating. We didn't want to do that, but hey, we got to move on. So we pick up the swan and then we've got 1 gold here. So we're trying to figure out what we want to do. We think about selling the mosquito, but then we were hatching this plan at this point that if we can get this mosquito to a level 3, then we can look for a bison, and a bison might be able to be our carry. So we decide to keep the mosquito. We roll the last gold and then we try to roll again, but not enough gold, and we take it into the next game. So to be honest, I was looking at this and I thought, okay, we've definitely lost this, but we managed to draw. Okay, we managed to draw, which was that was an important draw for us. Okay, speed it up here as we try and think about what we want to do. We get rid of the swan. We don't think it's got long-term, it's not going to be any long-term value for us at the end of the day. And we bring in, I believe we bring in the turtle. Do we bring in the turtle here? I think it makes sense to bring in the turtle. I think we were deliberating whether we roll with the turtle frozen or we bring it in now. We bring it in now. It gives us the extra stats on the dog. And then we find a giraffe. Now, again, this is the old giraffe, so the stats were slightly higher. And I think we got a couple of options here. We're not going to get rid of the mosquito because we need that level 3. We're not going to get rid of the turtle because we're going to pill that probably onto the mosquito. So if we're going to bring the giraffe in, we have to either get rid of the puffer fish or we have to get rid of the dog. Chat says sell the dog, bring the giraffe in, which I think is fair because we were saying that we need the gold to find the chocolates. Now, next step is obviously, where do we want the giraffe? Again, Sloth's going to be around for the whole game. How long's Mosquito going to be here? If we find the bison, probably a while, but I think we decide to put the giraffe behind the Sloth, and then we find a snail, Raz. Don't trust this team, and to be quite honest, I don't trust this team either. So freezing a snail is quite a wise decision. Next thing we have to do is figure out our positioning, right? We don't freeze the puffer here because ultimately I think this puffer is not going to be long with the team, and we don't want to put any gold into it. So we decide to put the puffer at the front, and we run into a camel. We hit the camel with the mosquito, we hit the camel with the puffer, which buffs up the pets behind. But then our sloth is the savior. The sloth absolutely pops off there and gets us that vital draw. I mean, we'll take a draw at this point, right? Because this team is pretty trash. But any kind of draw that we can get, it gives us a greater chance to scale up if we find a bison, and maybe catch up with the opposition and maybe win a trophy or two. But if we can get this sloth to level 3, then I get the sticker. That would be class. I've not got a sloth sticker before. So any draw is fine. It just gives us more time to get to chocolate and find chocolate. We eventually pilled the turtle. We put it onto the mosquito. And now we're trying to figure out, what do we want to do with this giraffe? I'm twitching it around. Looks like it's dancing. I decided to bring it in. Now, this is something I do in Arena quite a bit. But again, this was all based on what chat was saying. But we decided to go double giraffe. We find the mosquito, and now we're praying for a top tier, tier 5. And we get the cow. It was disappointing. Like, we would have taken crocodile, would have taken seal, monkey would have been really good. The extra stats, we need to catch up. But yeah, we get the cow. Now, it does give us some immediate stats, which is fine. And I think that's what we decide to do. I think we get rid of the puffer here and we bring the cow in, and then we add the stats. Now, we could add them to the sloth or mosquito. Not Nut says milk the mosquito, and that's what we do. So we got a slightly stronger unit, and we do have the scaling of the giraffe. Maybe we'll catch up with the opposition. I still feel this is pretty weak for turn 7, after playing quite a few games in standard pack. But we come up against this team, and this team's pretty weak as well. So we managed to get through, and the sloth gets it done at the end. So we get a win. I think that's the first win that we've got since we found the sloth, and we get the bison. Now this is where the team suddenly starts to change. The bison is going to be the key unit for us. We'd put resources into trying to get this mosquito to level 3 to find a bison, and we found one. So we bring the bison in, and we're trying to decide between the penguin. Now this is old penguin. This is the penguin where it will buff 3 pets, but we've only got one that's level 2. So as Aaron says, no penguin. Penguin not worth it. And I completely agree. As much as penguin's my avatar, in this situation, you're only going to be buffing the mosquito. So you could probably sell the giraffes, bring in the penguin, but you're actually getting one less 1/1 additional stats. So we decide against the penguin, and we put the garlic on the bison for a little bit later, because the bison's going to get stats, right? The bison's going to get stats from having the level 3 on the team, and it's also going to get stats from, well, maybe we'll put the giraffe behind it, but we want to basically put our resources into getting this bison big. We need big bison. Ultimately, that's how we're going to get carried in this game. We decided to put the giraffe behind the bison, which I think is a wise choice. And then we froze this pair. We got 3 gold. There's nothing in the shop that we want. I quite like early deer, but I mean, we're turn 8. It's not really early anymore. So we decided to just put the pair on the bison, and then I think we hit end turn here. Yeah, we do. End turn. We get the stats from having the level 3, you get the stats from the giraffe. So already a 9/9 bison, which isn't too bad considering we picked up 4/4. But yeah, this puffer absolutely destroys our team. So that's 1 win, multiple losses, and a few draws. And so with 4 hearts and 3 trophies, it's not looking great. A couple of shouts from chat to combine the giraffes and bring in the cow, which I think is fair. We get some extra stats on the bison. So now and another cow. So now our bison's looking pretty decent. Sell the cow, then buy the cow. I think that's, again, good idea. Where do we put the stats? We got a choice. We could put the stats on either of the melon units, or we can just go big bison. Chat decides big bison. So we've gone from picking up the bison as a 4/4 in the last turn to it now being a 13/17. And we actually have 2 decent units. Next, we roll into a skunk. Always go skunk, sell and buy the skunk. So sell cow, buy skunk, which again, I think it's maybe not going to be so useful right now, but late game it's going to be good. And we've got 2 cans. Now those 2 cans, they're the 2/1, so slightly better cans than what you see currently in standard pack, or in any pack, I guess. But we need those shop slots for chocolate, and we need the gold for chocolate. So we decide against buying the cans, and we roll past, and we're out of gold. Do we freeze the snail here? I would freeze the snail. Like, I think this could be, I still don't trust this team. We do have a big bison, but we might lose. But we're trying to decide here whether we want mosquito at the front or bison at the front. We decide to put mosquito. I think we do this because of the scorpion threat. And we come across a summon team, but it's okay. We got garlic, so I think we're okay here. Yeah, and the bison does the work with the garlic. So the garlic on the bison's already paid off, and we get a chocolate. Let's go, chocolate sloth. Okay, this is step one of a long and lengthy process. We buy the chocolate onto the sloth, and then I think we were discussing the chili pepper here. I don't really know. We roll again. We've already decided. Penguins are a no, and cans are a no. We get another chocolate. Look at this shop though. This shop is good. It's got monkey, it's got crocodile, it's got pear. I mean, it's got chocolate. Shouts in chat to chocolate the sloth, which I think is a good idea. We get a tier 6. What do we get? Leopard. Okay, so I rate leopard a lot. However, the construct of this team, I don't know where leopard fits in. But we decide we're going to get rid of the giraffe and bring in the monkey just for extra stats because, you know, from the very beginning, we were quite far behind everybody. So we wanted to try and catch up, and additional stats is best. If we get rid of the giraffe, we need something. Bison up front. This is maybe a little bit risky because obviously the threat of having a scorpion, and that's why chat was literally like bison, mosquito, bison, mosquito, bison, mosquito. There were so many people, and in the end we decide mosquito is probably best just in case we do come up against a scorpion. We go into this. The mosquito does some work, the bison also does some work, and then the sloth gets it over the line. There's a sloth. I think the sloth has now taken us to 2 wins, but that's a second win or third win. I can't remember, but we've not had many. We've got 5 trophies now. This is where again we're rolling through. I don't think we necessarily had anything in mind. Ideally, more chocolate is basically what we want. We want to try and get this sloth to level 3. We find another monkey. Now, monkey's obviously good. If we can get the monkey to a tier 2, we just get extra stats. Get rid of skunk, keep skunk, keep skunk. Okay, so there's a big debate here is whether we get rid of the skunk and we maybe go double monkey. I can't remember what we decided. I think we keep the skunk. I think we keep the skunk here, and I think we maybe freeze the monkey. But I think there's an argument from both sides. Dr. Crazy Evil, eventually after everybody had kind of voted, we decided we're keeping the skunk, and then we put the stake on the skunk just for the extra, the extra damage just in case. Freeze and roll, that's what we do. We freeze and roll the monkey. Ultimately, we do want to get the monkey to a level 2, so we don't just want to roll past the monkey. It's just whether we bought it and replaced one of the pets that we had. We roll and we find a melon, which is absolute jackpot for us. One of the reasons we didn't put the bison up front was because it didn't have melon. We can now protect our bison. So again, we now go into the decision. Do you put bison front? Do you put mosquito front? Do you put skunk front? We got 3 options. I mean, I guess you got 4. You could put the sloth up front, but it's just a little bit too weak. So I think after everybody had decided, and at this point, so many people are coming into chat. Like the views on the video, on the stream, we're just going up. So more and more people were putting votes in, which was awesome. And we decide we're going to go bison front. And as you saw there, if we lose this, I had to do 20 push-ups. So I was just praying that the bison got it done. Those mosquito hits were perfect. Got rid of the melon, and yeah, the bison gets the job done. So what's this now? 6 trophies. It's starting to look doable. We still have 2 lives because we got 4 hearts. So we still got a chance. We find a cat in the shop. Now, normally I'm all over buying a cat. Like I want cat in the team, but we need the gold for the chocolate. Like we can't be buying too much food. So it was decided we buy the monkey and then we find another chocolate. Let's go. However, now we had another decision. Do we put the chocolate on the sloth, which is pretty much like see a chocolate, buy a chocolate for sloth, right? But if we're looking to try and win this, the extra stats from a level 2 monkey could be all the difference. And also we could have leveled into something. So we put it on the monkey, which is a bit of a risk because if we don't get to a level 3 sloth here, I'm going to be pretty disappointed because I don't have the sticker. But anyway, it's chat playing the game. Okay, I'm following orders of chat. We roll, we find another chocolate, which is awesome. So that's going to be another step closer for our sloth. And then, we run out of gold and we're back to the decision. Do we go big bison? Do we go mosquito? I think this one was done pretty quickly. I think everyone was like, yeah, bison first. And that's what we do. Unfortunately, we've not chili dodged here. So we lost both of our melons off the first bus. And we just come up against this summon team. But the sloth gets it done. That's another win. Let's go. So that's 7 trophies. And we still have 2 lives. and we've got a chocolate in the shop. So we buy the chocolate, and I don't think there's much more we can do with this shop here. We're not going to pill anything. I don't think we're going to replace too much in the shop either. So yeah, we roll through and we find a steak. And as Tanner says there, he's pointing out there's steak. What can we do with it? And I think chat basically just filled up with steak monkey, steak monkey. So as Raz is saying here, steak the monkey, Eel saying monkey plus steak equals win simple math. That's the math I like to see. So we put the steak on the monkey, again, just the extra damage. We've got 2 gold. Then we start deciding, right, do we put mosquito at the front, bison at the front? Honestly, this was a decision. We basically got to the end of the shop phase, and we would just go for 5-10 minutes just talking about whether we wanted bison first, mosquito first. Okay, we go bison again, and we come up against a massive hippo, but we kept the skunk. We kept the skunk from before, and the skunk was clutch there because it meant our bison could one-shot. 8 wins. Oh boy, 8 wins. Okay, so we've gone from literally looking like we were down and out, and we've now got 8 wins, and we still got 4 hearts. We roll past the bison. It's just too late to put an additional bison because already we're 34-43. We find 2 skunks. 2 skunks is awesome. That means we've got a level 2 skunk if we want it right now. So I think this is what we're discussing. I think we're discussing whether we want to buy the skunks or roll. We decide to roll and we find another chocolate, which we go straight in with. We buy the chocolate, and there it is. There it is, everybody. We find the final chocolate, and we all know where that's going. That was absolutely huge. Chat went mental. So we freeze the chocolate, and also next turn we've got the double skunk as well. We're on 8 trophies. If we win this this turn, then we go into 9 wins, and we can level up the skunk and also level up the sloth. This chocolate's come at the perfect time. And quite to be honest, I can't believe we've got even this far. Chat did an awesome job up until this stage, but this time we come up against a sniping team who absolutely destroy us. We get wrecked, but somehow we still get a draw. So we're still on 8 wins, but crucially we haven't lost any lives. The problem we've got though is we're getting later and later. There it is, chocolate straight on the sloth, and we get that sticker, which is basically achievement 1 done. Now can we get it over the line? Can we get the ribbon? But as I said, with every draw, we go further and further into the late game. So the later we go, the harder it's going to be. I mean, we're on turn 15, and we're going to be coming up against stronger and stronger opposition. So we kind of want to win pretty quickly. So we've got a tiger in the shop here, and I think we're deciding whether we want to buy it now or freeze it, because we could ultimately sell the monkey, and we could buy the tiger and put it straight in behind the skunk. But I think we decide that the extra stats could be quite useful this turn. So we don't get rid of the monkey, but we freeze the tiger and we freeze the steak, because I think the idea is that we will buy the tiger next turn, buy the steak next turn, and then, well, pretty much just hope that gets it done. We're talking about the mammoth here, but it's just too late for the mammoth. I mean, I guess you could hold it and hopefully find a pill, sell monkey, buy mammoth, pill mammoth, buy tiger, buy steak. But we decided not to do that. And then again, we couldn't really put the bison up front now because it's already a 50 health. So we had to put something else at the front, which has worked out for us because we put the skunk there. It gets the job done, and we get our 9th win. We get our 9th win. So we just need 1 more. We got 2 tigers in the shop. We got a steak in the shop. Again, at this point, chat was just going mental. So as we kind of decided and discussed, we're going to remove the monkey here, and we're going to put in the tiger, and then I think we basically put the steak onto the tiger. We'll decide whether we wanted to roll a little bit and look for something else, but to be honest, I think we were pretty set on what we wanted to do, and all we need is 1 more win. As I said, we're turn 16, we're going to be coming up against more 50-50s. Having a skunk and a tiger, it might be enough for us to take out 2 50-50s. We buy the other tiger for no other reason other than it was there and we could roll and maybe look for another tiger if we lose this round. And we freeze the cupcake, because if we lose this time, then using cupcake next time doesn't feel like it's a waste, because it could just be the final round. And we go in and we come up against this insane sniping team, and they completely destroy our front line, which is such a shame, because if our front line had survived there, I think we would have won. But we got destroyed, and we're down to 1 life. So this is it. This is it. We buy the tiger, we level the tiger, and we've got a cupcake in the shop. Now, we're not going to put the cupcake on the bison, but I guess you can form an argument for all the other pets. So obviously the mosquito, maybe less so the sloth, because you'd rather maybe put it on the mosquito. You could put it on the skunk, get it over that 10 marker, but I think we decide that putting it on the tiger could be quite useful, because it's going to protect us against splash damage. If we come up against something with a chili, at the moment it just takes out our tiger, and we've got a stake on that tiger, and unless we reorder, it's exposed to splash damage. So we decide, yep, cupcake on the tiger, protect the tiger. We roll, and then we roll into nothing. There's nothing here that we can take. So we've got 3 gold. Ultimately, I think we just roll down the gold, looking for maybe something. I mean, chocolate, what are we going to use the chocolate for? And then this is it. There's nothing more we can do. Chat says good luck, and we send it. And let's see how we get on. And that was it. The devastating end to the sloth run. It was such a journey, and it was such an amazing stream, but it was so unlucky that we didn't get it over the line at the end. Look, hopefully you enjoyed this one, and hopefully I see some of you in the Slothathon on the 29th of October. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll catch you in the next one.